Alright guys, Websoak here. Today I have another New Appalachia WMT subway episode. So today I am going to be touring the Smithtown Road, I guess version 2. Well, I call it that because it's still Smithtown Road and it's really the same station, but it's been heavily renovated. So many things have changed about the station, so I will be touring it for New Appalachia Episode 5. You can see there's additional buildings here. I wanted Smithtown to feel more industrial, so that's what I'm doing. I'm adding more industrial buildings nearby. So let's go over to the station. We still have cobblestone roads here. So let's go over to the original exit of the station. So I will give you some background as to when this renovation took place. This renovation was really fast. So this started October 22nd, 1902, and the renovations concluded November 10th, 1902, when the station reopened. So again, this is a fictional world. This city is in Colorado. Fictional city in Colorado, and it is still 1902. So here is the exits and mezzanine of Radowski Street. So it's right there. If you saw the original video where I toured all of the Gordon Line stations, then you would know that this station only had a mezzanine at Radowski Street. However, additional mezzanine and staircases have been constructed at Smithtown Road, which we will see shortly. So I will note some changes to this mezzanine. So the exits on the west side of Swamplands Avenue have been raised. So of course that just means demolished completely. So those exits are now gone. If you remember, there were exits over here, and now they're gone because the reason for this renovation was to widen the platform so that it would better suit a transfer. So they have added a shuttle here, which it's not opened yet, but the tracks were set up prior to renovations taking place so that they could maintain service throughout most of the work, which took place on the elevated structure during October. So here's the mezzanine now. So the mezzanine is different, but parts of it are still the same original mezzanine. So I will point out here the WMT, which will now stand for Westiver Mass Transit. So of course, since this region of the city is called Westiver, and the WMT is starting out of Westiver, I figure it would make more sense to call it Westiver Mass Transit instead of Web Mass Transit. So it maintains the same WMT, but it's now Westiver Mass Transit. Okay, so the fare is officially now 15 cents. Of course, before there were signs indicating that it will be increasing, and now it is actually 15 cents. So due to a rise in crime in Smithtown specifically, they've stationed some WMT police officers to make sure that people pay the fare, specifically at this station. So don't fare evade, especially through the emergency exits. They really don't like that. They'll probably fine you. That's what I'm told anyway. I haven't tried it myself, and I won't because I own the company. So of course, this is the no entry last stop side because, well, it still ends here. The 2nd Avenue WMT line hasn't been finished, so it still ends here. So you can see right away the station looks very different. This side and this staircase are original material from the original construction and opening of this line in 1901. This line opened July 1st, 1901 in game. So we still have the original canopy on this side, but the other side has a brand new extended platform as well as a brand new canopy design. And you can see the new signage design, which I will show you guys once I cross over. So, uptown trains or northbound trains, let's call them northbound, will terminate on this side. They will then go up a little bit north toward the portal, and they will turn around before entering the portal, and they will come back on that side. Since trains are still terminating at Smithtown Road, since the 2nd Avenue line is not complete. However, the portal is completed enough for trains to use it as a turnaround. So they just go over to the portal and they turn around. Okay, so also another historical thing to note about this station. So this is a new mezzanine here. So this staircase was just opened in November of 1902, along with the renovations being completed. So November 10th, 1902 is when this area was completed. This will be the new pony girder design. So you saw the original pony girders just look like that, and they don't have any caution markings. They're just blank pony girders. Now they will look like this if they were constructed 1902 and onward until that design is discontinued. But for the foreseeable future, they will be constructed like this. Of course, we can't go ahead of the time, so they look like this. So yeah, this is the 1902 design that we will be using. And of course, over here you can see Smithtown Road. There's the WMT headquarters, so Westiver Mass Transit. Of course, I used to refer to that as Web Mass Transit, but it will now be referred to and officially mean Westiver Mass Transit. So let's just assume it was always called Westiver Mass Transit and Web Mass Transit was a nickname. So over here you have a beer factory. Again, Smithtown is an industrial neighborhood. This area with all these residential buildings is sort of an oasis in the industry. So most of the blocks here are going to be industrial. So this line's ridership is highly dependent on industry. So that should give you some signs as to what could happen to this elevated line in the future. If it's heavily dependent on industry, it will its ridership anyway will follow the industry, since Smithtown is an industrial neighborhood at this time. So here's the other mezzanine. So this is the new one. Let's just add some lights. I should have done that before. I'm going to put them under these track beds. Okay, so there we go. So we have some lights. So this is the Smithtown Road mezzanine. I'll show you guys the exits, then I'll show you guys the new widened platform on that side. So again, you can exit here. Lots of WMT plaques. They're not going to let you forget that you're riding the WMT and not the TLT. Okay, so you have a notice here. So this is just a lower resolution version meant to represent this notice that I will put up on screen right now. So there you go. All right, so let's exit over here to Smithtown Road. WMT Gordon Line, Smithtown Road Station. You can cross over here. Streets are still cobblestone here, but up there where cut and cover destroyed streets as well as portal building, they put asphalt. That street was widened, so they put asphalt there since they had to destroy it to build a portal. There's another building here. I'll show you guys the other buildings later, since you probably want to see this station. So we can go over here. That's the other exit that we have. This staircase is a wider staircase. So I was able to put wider staircases since that was really the point of widening the platform here. So if you know anything about elevated structures, then obviously you can tell right here that there is an abandoned trackway. So if you saw the original tour, again, you will remember that this station was originally a 3-track station with a center layup track. So what has happened is the original platform was over here, and they covered up the local southbound track, which was this one. So they reconfigured the tracks, and it now goes on to the center track, which is now the local track, and trains go over here now. So it's a bit weird how the tracks are set up now, but certain oddities like this are cool in my opinion. So and I think a lot of rail fanners like oddities like this. So yeah, so it does this now. And yeah, this is cool because it is, again, it's developing on its own. So this actually sort of happened organically, which is exactly what I wanted. For stuff like this to just happen organically, and for unique little things like that to just happen on their own over time through various changes made to things in the system. So this track over here, if you're wondering what is the purpose of this, is this just allowing this to be an express station? No. That track over there is not intended to be used as a local track. I mentioned this is the local track for the Gordon Line. So if you don't know anything about the Gordon Line, just watch the tour about the Gordon Line stations, and I explain what the Gordon Line was in that one. But quick history on that: it was opened along with this station, and the rest of the line were opened July 1st, 1901. So it's only been a little over a year in game since that opened, and this station is already renovated. So this track is a shuttle track. So the WMT will be building a shuttle to City Hall. It's already under construction. They've already laid all the trackways. They're also building a First Street elevated line, which you can sort of see, but it doesn't load into the render distance, but it crosses over the portal, which is cool. It sort of had to. So it does that. So they're laying the trackways. They've already laid all trackways down and built them. Can you see the station? No, you can't. But what they are still doing at this time is constructing the stations. They've already finished 2 of them. They still have to complete remaining First Street Crosstown stations on that line. Okay, so if you come over here, you can see there's now 2 staircases at the Radowski Street Mezzanine. Originally, there had only been 1, and it was thinner. So the original staircase was much thinner than this one. It was three cubes wide, or 3 blocks wide, which would have only gone from here to there, and now it is much wider than the original one. This was the width of it, but this staircase is also new. So this staircase didn't exist before either. Okay, so there will be signs like this for now on. Stations built past 1902 will have signage like this. And this will be the new standard signage for the WMT. So stations will use that signage. They still left the 1901 signage on that side, as well as other random different styles of signs at the other WMT station. So other WMT stations retain their signage from 1901, but new ones will use this sign, as well as the ones I've already constructed on First Street. So that will be it for this station. I will show you guys. That's right. This part was closed, so I can't exit there. So I will show you guys some buildings. So we have warehouses here. So here's a warehouse. Again, Smithtown is an industrial neighborhood. It's very big. But North Smithtown, which is north of the Smithtown Civil War Cemetery, will be very industrial, as well as some of South Smithtown as well, but not so much in the South Smithtown region. There's a factory there. Again, that's the beer factory. So here you have an apartment unit over there, and here you have some warehouses. So here's a warehouse over there. Then you have another warehouse over here at Alexandria Street and Swamplands Avenue. Swamplands Avenue then terminates right there, and then it becomes 2nd Avenue. So I guess you could also call that 2nd Avenue South, but now this part is 2nd Avenue, and this is 1st Street, so the 1st Street elevated line is still work in progress, and there is the portal to the under construction and almost done 2nd Avenue subway line, which will extend service to 36th Street. 36th Street is the main road for this world. Sort of similar to how New York has 42nd Street. So it will be similar to that. But of course, it's still 1902, so you won't be seeing glass skyscrapers or anything like that right now. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Smithtown Road station post 1902 renovations. I say post 1902 renovations because, well, you never know. There could always be renovations in the future. I mean, there probably will be because this was built in 1902, and I don't know if it even lasts all the way to the modern day, this elevated line, because it's an elevated line. And you guys know what happened to a lot of cities' elevated lines in the mid-1900s. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you are watching unsubscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I am WebSoak. Please hit the like for the YouTube algorithm. So leave a like and comment, and hope you enjoyed again, and I am out. Bye, guys.